to dismantle the Department of Education and lay off all of its employees. This comes as the president gave his own green light for the sale of weapons to NATO, which will be delivered to Ukraine. Natalie Brand has more.
Russia says Ukrainian drone attacks struck overnight, injuring more than a dozen and damaging buildings. The Financial Times reports Tuesday that President Trump privately encouraged Ukraine to step up deep strikes on Russian territory, even asking President Vladimir Zelensky if Ukraine could hit Moscow, citing people briefed on the discussions.
We are very unhappy, I am, with Russia.
It comes as the U.S. and NATO worked out a deal to provide more weapons to Ukraine as NATO allies ramp up pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin. President Zelensky says he's grateful to President Trump and blamed Putin for dragging out the war. Zelensky says the two leaders spoke following President Trump's announcement that he will impose 100% tariffs on countries that buy Russian goods and oil if a ceasefire deal isn't reached in 50 days.
It is very positive that President Trump is taking a strong stance on Russia. On the other hand, 50 days is a very long time if we see that they are killing innocent civilians also every day.
Here at home, the U.S. Supreme Court issued an order allowing the Trump administration to move forward with mass firings of nearly 1,400 employees of the Department of Education while the case works through the appeals process.
The court's liberal justices, in a scathing dissent, said the move permits the government to proceed with dismantling the department, calling the decision indefensible. President Trump on social media called it a victory to parents and students, saying the administration can return the functions of the department back to the states. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The case consolidated two lawsuits brought by a group of 20 states. The District of Columbia, Teachers Union, and some local school districts sued in response to President Trump's March 20th executive order to wind down the Department of Education and return the functions to the states.